Thank you so much for joining in today. We are all here to know about the most hyped, uh, the most talk of the town, right? ChatGPT. Everybody around us are talking about ChatGPT. Some of you even have the question, what is ChatGPT? Some of you might have already started using it, but want to understand that where will this take us to? So many of your questions will get answered in this live session, post which I'll be also open up for questions. So we'll see a lot. So let's get started. So a brief introduction to ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? Right? As you all know, or you would have heard, that it's actually a natural language processing tool which is based on the concept of generative AI. So it talks to you like a human. We have worked with Siri and Alexa earlier. So you say, hey Siri, tell me what's the weather outside? And Siri would go ahead and give you the answer. But what if I had more questions and I wanted, at the end, I know that when I'm talking to these chatbots, these are AI, these are like artificial. I want to have a conversation where it not only gives me the information, it doesn't not only answers my questions, but it also has a human touch. So I can even go ahead and have a nice conversation with ChatGPT. I can ask it to write essays for me. I can ask it to do coding for me. So we will see what are the different applications. So it's a very beautiful, easy to use AI tool which helps you to solve many of your problems that you face today. So let's understand what are the latest use cases, because ChatGPT came available to people only in November 2022. And in a matter of, by Jan, we already had 100 million users using ChatGPT, right? And because it's a newborn baby, I should say just a 3 months old, 4 months old baby, it still managed to capture the market. And we have some of the good use cases which tells that how people are coming, how organizations are coming forward to partner with OpenAI and take the leverage of the AI tool as ChatGPT. So the first example I would want to say that when it comes to customer relationship management, Salesforce and Air India, both of them have come forward to integrate OpenAI into their personal system. So if I talk about Salesforce, they have launched their own GPT by name Einstein GPT, which works internally on their customer relationship CRM platform. So they don't have to go to the chat GPT platform. They have integrated it part of their system. Air India is also integrating it as part of their customer experience system, where customers have queries relating to their flight and all, it will get answered through this AI tool. We have also seen that the beverage giant Coca-Cola is the first product company who has partnered with OpenAI to integrate chatbot into their management system. Because can it tell me which area should I be supplying more, which area needs attention, what it is helping in the business intelligence process of the organization. eShop is a e-commerce platform, and there also they have partnered with OpenAI. So when I'm giving you these examples, it's these organizations are not going to the chat GPT platform which you and I are seeing today. They have integrated, they have pulled OpenAI into their internal systems, and we can see that all these companies are coming forward and partnering at a quick pace. 𝐂𝐝 is a microblogging platform, and what people are doing today, they go to ChatGPT, create their content, and come and paste on the blogging platform. But they said, okay, let's give this feature to our users, and all the verified users of this platform can create content using ChatGPT, and then that gets posted. So they are not seeing this as a threat, but in fact, they are seeing it as a very good collaboration tool, which OpenAI is doing with this. Snapchat, most of the youngsters would be knowing about Snapchat. So they also have got a small piece which is called, so they have integrated OpenAI, and that part is called as My AI. So each company is giving their own name to this integrated tool, which will be visible on their own platform. People who want to go abroad or who are interested in learning multiple language, Duolingo is a very favorite app. I think many of the youngsters would be having on their mobile. They have also integrated with ChatGPT 4, which explains that what could be a more better way of learning the language. That app itself is very interactive, but adding ChatGPT to it, it makes it much more easier for them to learn the language. It's like a human who is talking rather than just learning word to word. So let's play a role play. You take my interview in German, and then ChatGPT will start doing the questioning. So you are realizing that it is getting into the industry across different industries. People want to collaborate with this. Healthcare sector also, maybe some of you might be knowing about this, but Be My Eyes is an app. This is specially for blind and low vision people. So they are also collaborating with OpenAI because this will help the people with special ability to use the tools more effectively. So that was in short about how companies are coming forward. The last, which most of us know, that Microsoft has done a very good investment into ChatGPT, and that's why it's accelerating at this pace. While ChatGPT came into existence, I should say technically available to millions of people from Jan, they have managed to get by March the GPT-4. So it's an enhanced version. So when ChatGPT was launched, it was version 3, and now we are at 4. So what's the enhancement features of ChatGPT-4? So GPT-4, it is more prompt. It gives you more language ability. So it has now 26 language in which you can talk. So it's ChatGPT is not restricted to only English speaking audience. If you can speak, if you want your things in any of the other language, it will start conversing with you in that language. People who are from the development and coding world, they have found that complex mathematical models, which were little difficult at the earlier version of ChatGPT, has increased. The capability of the coding has increased a lot. To be honest, like when I used it in Feb, the coding ability of ChatGPT was good, but with the coming of 4, it has become even more better because it comes with its more complex algorithms are being able to be met. So as you might note, if you want to use ChatGPT 4, you will have to go with the paid version of it. The number of words which were limited in the earlier version was 3,000 words, and now it is 25,000 words. So you can think about the amount of content that can get created, the amount of detail you can get when you are asking for a question, and the clarity of information can also be profound when the ChatGPT is responding back to you for your queries. So we understood which all organizations, some of the organizations. So I have not created a full list, but what are the different organizations who have partnered with OpenAI in integrating ChatGPT as part of their internal system, right? You might have also tried out, if you guys earlier, we would always prefer to go with Google search. So we would go to Google and search for any queries that we have. But Microsoft Bing has also integrated with ChatGPT, and it's very easy. So when you go to Microsoft, you have to open Edge, go to Microsoft, log in with your email ID, and once you say that what type of responses do you need, it is also asking you that do you want more creative response, do you want a balanced response, or do you want a precise straightforward answer. So you are able to tweak the type of responses you are getting to your question. So if I ask what if I would be on more precise, what is Python, it would only give me answers as per the standard Wikipedia or the dictionary meaning. But if I say get more creative, it will tell me in a more creative tone that what is Python as a programming language. So I'm just giving you a very simple question, but you can get as creative as possible if you're on the creative content side, and you can be as precise as possible if you are looking at something which is a straightforward answer. So you have the flexibility as an end user also to change the tone of responses that you get. So I think you should try out right now to go to Microsoft Edge and get this Bing integrated. So it's more precise. So when you go on the Microsoft page, you have an option on the top itself which says chat. We had images, videos, and maps earlier, but there is a new option which has come out as chat, and it says ask me anything. You can even talk to it, upload a photograph, and it will start conversing with you. It's a very good part that instead of going for a search where you get links of 10 different websites and you're getting into each of those links to try to get answers to your question, this will direct you more towards your answer. It is, as it comes from generative AI, it's not a copy paste from one place. It generates the text before giving you the response. So it's a very beautiful tool. I think you should all try it out. And let me give you a demo. So let's get started on seeing the demo. What can ChatGPT do for us? Right? So when you open up chat.openai.com, you have an option on the screen. Your screen might sometimes look different. So it depends upon your version. So I have written the question, can you write a code for bubble sort algorithm? And it immediately started writing the code in Python. You can see that it has written the code and it also says the function from where I can call this, what numbers I'm giving and what will the output look like. So what becomes, it is very easy for me to understand what function does what, right? So let us write another question. Can you please help me to write an essay on Russia's invasion over Ukraine? A very political question, but let's try what it has to say. So, an ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine began in 2014 when Russian troops annexed into the. It is trying to give you a response which is very balanced, right? It's not telling that, okay, they are right, these are. So, it's only giving you a fact based information because I said keep a default tone and don't want it to be very exciting or a controversial tone, right? So, let's go with our next question. So I can write a code, I can write an essay. Now I'm saying, can you, okay, help me make a delivery app website which has login details and password. So I want to create a delivery app with the help of ChatGPT. See, it immediately started writing that, okay, what are the steps? So step number 1, choose a programming language and a web development framework. So are you planning to do it using Node.js, Django, JavaScript, PHP, and so on? Set up a database for user login information. You will need to design an interface, implement the login system. So it is giving me a structure of what needs to be done. So now let's get further. Can you write a code for food delivery app? Right? So last time I just asked, what should I do? Now I'm telling, write me a code to create a food delivery app. So it has started writing the code in Python. So it's a standard menu. It has created a function called as place order. And if I had to do this prior to November 2022, I would go to Google, type that, I would try to find some similar answers and then tweak that code to work it out for me. And at the end, it also gives me a point that this code defines the menu with food items and prices, allows the user to place an order. Yeah. So, and it is also, so it gives you a description, like just like the way somebody would have come and told. So now I'm saying add cart option as well to the above program. It started adding that piece also. And because you might not copy the whole program, it is starting from the beginning. That, okay, in this whole code, so you don't have to worry that, okay, where will I place the remaining part of the code? It starts from the beginning and then it will help you. Suppose if you need only that piece, you will have to specify it over there. So, and it says the updated version of place order function now adds item to the cart and it displays the content of the cart in the auto process. Now I'm saying, help me write a dummy data in SQL database. So I'm saying, okay, create a student studying database and create with some dummy data so that it can write it in an SQL code. So I don't even have to know that how to write a create table statement, how to write an insert statement. Let's assume that I'm just new into SQL. It will do it for me. So let's see. Help me write a dummy data code for SQL students 2 marks. It says create table students. It has created ID, name, gender, age. It has selected appropriate data type, and it also said ID will be the primary key. It created a table called as marks. It is inserting some records into student. It is inserting some records into marks for the respective ID. So the code creates two tables, students and marks, and this code merges them, or the student ID is a common field between both of them, right? Now you can modify this code to add more students. It's giving me a very good instruction that, okay, what does insert into do? How can I modify this to get my details into it? Write a job description. So somebody is in from HR. I can also say something like this. Write a job description for a sales executive role. So it says the job title. It also ensures that the format and template are taken care of, right? So location, job type is full-time, salary, insert the salary range. And it is telling what are the responsibilities, what are the requirements. So even if you would have forgotten some point, it would give you an answer to it. So with that, we come to the end of the demo. Any questions? You're not able to use the app in Hong Kong. It's really great potential for the business growth. Yes, some of the countries have put a firewall, but I think slowly it might change. So, not in my control. It's a great potential for the business growth. Yes. Rachna, it's a huge problem statement to ask chatbot, isn't it? So, yes, this is where your skills come into play. That how shall I ask the questions correctly to the ChatGPT? Because if I just log on to the ChatGPT page, it will not do anything for me. I need to ask questions and it is ready with the answers. So you have to learn the skill of asking the right questions so that you get the right answer or the relevant answer. So wonderful. Any questions on ChatGPT, its a use, and so on. So if we want to start anything from scratch, then it is more helpful. If you want to start anything from scratch, also it is helpful. And if you already have a code, but you are stuck, then also it will help you fix your problem. So it's not always that you have to start from a scratch. It will help you. If you already give a background to it, it will help you out. How far would this be to replace human efforts at the workplace? All the monotonous, I would say the mundane task, you can just give it to ChatGPT and it will do it for you. Instead of going and searching for an answer, you can just ask ChatGPT to search the answer and give it to you. Your efforts can be on developing creative parts for your organization. Many students have using to complete their assignments. I heard there are another programs that can help you identify the case studies submitted. Yes, you have AI content detector. So, Ajay, you are right. The plagiarism part is being taken care of by ChatGPT, but at the end, it's an AI generated text. So, we other apps, so that's where the potential or the opportunity lies, right? Now, if the students are going to use ChatGPT for submitting their assignment, you can put that content into a detecting tool and it will say, is it a human generated text or is it an AI generated text? So that's a new role opportunity. How to get the skills asking the right question? Yes, that's the art, and that's where you will get more details from Neha, who's over here. So, can ChatGPT do analysis on ML for me? Yes, it can do for that. Can it create Excel sheets? Yes, it can create Excel sheets. It can send multiple emails to different email IDs. And all these coding you do not have to use. You just have to use your brain in finding out the right question to be asked. So, yes, all those things are possible. You can have ChatGPT to do all your, I would say, all your monotonous tasks like writing emails, writing 10 emails, checking if somebody did your job. Means, suppose if we had a meeting and five of us had some responsibilities, did we complete it or not, ChatGPT can track and send out an email to only that person who has not completed the task. So wonderful. Mayank, yes, ChatGPT can even work on coding part. So Visual Studio and all is also will get covered as part of GPT. So you think about a task, and I will tell you whether ChatGPT can help you solve it or not. So open to you. You can. Can it interpret an email client? Yes. You might receive an email and you just suppose somebody has sent you an email of 2 pages, very long. He's very upset and happy, and you don't have time. So you want to understand what was the two main problems that the customer had. ChatGPT can do it for you. It can summarize things for you, and it's very good at that. I have even worked with 100 pages of the PDF, and it would come and help me build that for me. Yes, it can also create slides for us. Physically, it will not create. It's a generative AI text based, but it will tell you that what should happen. Yes, sentiment analysis is also possible using ChatGPT. Wonderful. Any other questions? So when you are writing your email, if you increase the creative part of it, and obviously that's where your presence is more important, right? Because if you submit a task, if ChatGPT was supposed to give you an answer, it gave the answer, but who is responsible to ensure that the work gets done? So it's we at our role who will be working on it. Image document in Hindi can be converted into English PDF. Yes, it is possible. It has a very good OCR facility also. So from Hindi to English, from Sanskrit also you can try it out, from Spanish, German. Okay. Is it at least connected with the internet? Yes, ChatGPT 4. Yes, it is connected with internet. There is one more part of the OpenAI, which I have not just covered over here, but then ChatGPT means OpenAI has one more app called as DALI 2, which can create images based on the text that you give. It has amazing products that it is working on, and it is going to be a very good assistant to all of us. So personally, I treat it as a very good partner when I'm working, because it gives me a lot of flexibility and it gives me a lot of creative part. So I know how to ask the questions and it will keep giving answers to me. I keep enhancing it and it keeps enhancing with me. When is it going to be available to everybody? That I don't have an idea. So at this point of time, the free version is ChatGPT 3.5, which is also pretty good. So I guess you can go ahead and try the free version first. Log on to OpenAI ChatGPT and get started playing with it. But as I told you, if you just open ChatGPT, it will just be waiting for your question. It's like that genie who says, "Your wish is my command." So you have to ask the question. So your question is my answer. So you have to ask the question, and then only it will be able to give the answers to you. How to create a clone ChatGPT? Yes, that possibility is also there. That's where, as I told you, right? Companies like Salesforce, Air India, we saw even Khan Academy, Be My Eyes, all these companies have created a clone. So they have, when we said integrating it with their app, they would not be using the raw version of it. They might be fine tuning it to meet their own requirement. So somebody is using it for their business intelligence, somebody is using it for the customer relationship management, for content writing. So all of them will not have the same thing. They are fine tuning it to be more helpful, right? So it's up to you how you can leverage it and be ahead of the others. So I use it, it's great. Just I wish it was connected to the internet. I don't know how to use Bing. You can just go to Microsoft Edge, and by default, Microsoft Edge uses Bing. So when you were asking that whether it's connected to the internet, your question was when I search for something. Yes, it is available as a search option. Let me just help you with that. But you will need a Bing account. Means you will need a Microsoft account to do that. You can go with the free version. Yes, it's becoming part of everyone's life now. The more awareness we have, the more we can utilize it further. So wonderful. It was very good to see all of you being part of this live session. And I loved interacting with all of you and I loved answering all your questions. So I hope you found this training useful. You're free to put your comments and share your experience. Thank you. Bye bye.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!